Condolences have been continuing to stream in for former Reserve Bank Governor as well as Minister of Finance Tito Titus Mboweni. According to a statement from the family, Mboweni died at a Johannesburg hospital last night, surrounded by loved ones. Let's now bring in ANC Secretary General Mr. Fikile Mbalula. SG Mbalula, we thank you so much for according us your time today as we continue to reflect as well as remember one of your own whose unexpected passing has sent shockwaves across the country and internationally. Your words of comfort to the people of South Africa, his family, as well as fellow colleagues like yourselves.
Thank you very much, and to yourselves and to all the viewers, and thank you for having us. First, condolences to the Mboweni family, to his children, his brothers, the entire family, on the passing away of Comrade Tito. It is shocking to us. We still come into terms with this. It happened quick and fast, but we saying to them that draw solace from the knowledge that you are not alone. The entire nation at large, and we in the African National Congress, we are poorer today without Comrade Tito Mboweni.
Having shared a political home since the struggle for liberation, tell us more about Mr. Mboweni's contribution to the ANC, as well as ensuring that the organization stood for principles and ethics that sought to liberate our people from the grips of inequality and oppression. How was he as a cadre, a member of the movement? We understand at some points he was actually not a popular member due to his very hard stance and opinion on some of the party matters.
Comrade Tito was an erudite, loyal member of the African National Congress and our movement at large. Wherever he was deployed, he did his best and represented the movement very well, and he delivered. Starting from 1994, Department of Labor, we've got LRA today, because of efforts of Comrade Tito in implementing the policies of the ANC. He went to the Reserve Bank, came back as a Minister of Finance. We will know him when he came in as an architect, among others, of fundamental economic policies and good policy reforms that were implemented post-1994 under the stewardship of President Mbeki. And President Mbeki appointed Comrade Tito as the first governor of the Reserve Bank, governor number 8. And we are very proud of him for what he has done for our people, for our movement. And I dare say that Comrade Tito was a revolutionary. Because he advocated for progressive change in this country and implemented ANC's progressive policies.
SG, let's talk about those accomplishments even further. I mean, we understand when he left his official duties within a government, he was still very much active in social engagements and academics, and he was an active social media chef, just to show another dimension to his fatherly persona, who loved to laugh and make those around him very happy. So South Africa has indeed lost a lot in the quality of leadership that Mr. Mboweni was.
Yes, Comrade Tito was an all-rounder. Even post his cabinet responsibilities, he continued to make contributions in the multilateral forums, the African Union, and his skills and experience was sought after by many. And he was utilized, and he served in different boards and all of that. So he was generous because in terms of his political training, he understood that what he have acquired is for the nation. And we thank the Mboweni family for having given us their son, who served our people and our movement with such diligence.
SG, now it's still early days, of course, since the country heard of the sad news. But what can you tell us about how the ANC in itself will be making sure that Mr. Mboweni receives a befitting send-off? And where can those who also want to contribute to this do so? And any details at this stage, whether he will be getting an official funeral, SG?
Well, we will be led by the family. We need to accept and give them time for privacy. They informed us about his situation when he was admitted at the hospital. And then he passed away yesterday. And then they are still coming to grips, meeting everybody. And then thereafter, they will contact us. And then we can only speak about any other matter in relation to the preparations once the family have met, decided, and give them time. And then we'll be able to talk about other details, memorial service. We will have to ask them that we organize such. And we will also hear from the president of the country. He was our former minister, former governor. So he does deserve a state funeral. So the president will make a determination about that. On our part as the ANC, we would like to celebrate his life. He was so rich. And we can only talk about that once we have met with the family formally. The family contacted me and informed me as the Secretary General on behalf of the ANC about this situation. I spoke to Comrade Tito 2 weeks ago, and he was fine, you know. And honestly, this thing, this death has really caught us by surprise, you know, and shocking, because he was just okay. And then the family then contacted us and informed, and it was so quick. Whilst we were preparing to go and see him, it was over. They informed us that he was on life support, but they were still hopeful that he will come all right. But it didn't happen. And condolences to them. And once they have met and regrouped as the family, they will inform us about what they have decided. And we just want to give them that time between today, tomorrow, and maybe Tuesday. We can start talking about the preparations as we will be led and we will be informed by them.
Certainly, SG. I mean, it was indeed very sudden, the passing of the former governor. Now, SG, please don't strangle me. On the side note, because I have you with me just as we wrap up our interview, just your quick response to the details as to why Obed Babela was actually removed from the party's International Relations Subcommittee. Are you able to give us any clarity or comment at this stage?
Yes, Obed Babela did something that compromise our solidarity work with the people of Western Sahara, which the movement entrusted him with a very important position of becoming deputy to our first DSG in coordinating international relations matters. And then for him to overstep and do what he has done, it calls for action. And we have acted, and I'm not going to talk any further than that. We have removed him as a deputy, and we have removed him in that Committee of International Relations. Of course, his right as a member of the NEC will remain, but we are taking him to the DC, for sure. He will explain himself there, and then his matters will be settled there in the DC. We are charging him for contravening the ANC constitution and policy. The days where people do as they wish, and when they deliberately undermine the cohesion of our movement and discipline are over. The NEC have instructed the Secretary General to act. That's why we called Panyaza to explain himself. He did. He said he was misrepresented. He was responding to Helen Zille. I can see the disinformation going around about people still think that it is the same ANC where they can just sit and promote anarchy. We will not be tolerant to anarchy in the organization. Leaders must be leaders if they want to lead. Members must be members if they want society to respect the ANC. This looseness in our organization, where people just go up and down, say things on behalf of the ANC, and just say things at random, and they are not held accountable. It's over. We will make them to be accountable. We'll follow up on them. We've got a mandate and a constitutional obligation to run the ANC properly and to give everyone a chance. If they differ political views like Tito will do, dissent is acceptable, but not anarchy. Anarchy can't be allowed. So we are acting as it is on these matters, including Obed Papela. He will explain himself to the DC about what he did. We have communicated to all our partners abroad, and we have distanced ourselves from those remarks that are associated with the ANC. We've got nothing to do with Morocco. We are fighting for the self-determination and the liberation of the people of Western Sahara. Up until they are free, our president have led the charge in the African Union working with others. So no individual can just come and undermine that work of solidarity of the African National Congress, the liberation movement, simply because they think they can just do things as they wish. We are acting. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, SG, for that insight this afternoon. That was ANC Secretary General there, Fikile Mbalula, also weighing in on the passing of former Minister Tito Mboweni.